Hi everyone! Happy New Year! I hope you all had a lovely time with your family and loved ones. I'm a big fan of fresh starts, so I love the new year. It always gets me so excited for the future. So actually on the 31st, my husband and I got together and we made our vision boards. I know this is a no-buy list video, so you're probably like, why are we talking about vision boards? But I think it's so important that you have a reason why you're doing this. So some of the things on my vision board are like traveling more and reading more and goals like that. So for example, for traveling, I need to save up money. So that's my reason why I want to do a no-buy year. So I think it's really important that you get yourself organized and you have your goals set up before you even start a little no-buy year. If that's something that you want to do, there has to be some kind of motivation behind it. For me, it's definitely my goals, but also I was just feeling so overwhelmed by consumerism and just like buy. And this year, actually, my family and I decided not to do any Christmas gifts because we are going to take a family trip later in the year. So we decided to save up our money for that. And it was just a breath of fresh air. And that just kind of inspired me to do this no buy challenge. I almost never impulse buy anything. I usually have a running list, whether it be clothes or things for my home. I always have a running list of things that I want to purchase. But as careful as I might be, no one is immune to impulse shopping or, seeing something, being really excited for it and wanting to buy it right away. So I definitely think a no buy year will be a good challenge for me and really just make me double, triple, quadruple think about the things that I want to purchase and if they're aligning with my goals and what I want out of my life. So essentially for a no buy challenge, everybody's a little bit different, so you can make up your own rules, but obviously like essentials like rent and food are not included, and you can really pick whatever things you personally want to refrain from shopping. So the things that are on my no buy list might not be on yours, but these are just some of the things that are on my list, and hopefully that'll get your juices flowing and some ideas for your own list. So a lot of the items on my list are actually home decor related. If you've been following me for a while, I was very much a home decor focused channel and I absolutely love home decor, but I just got to a point in my home where either I had too many things or I was already kind of happy with how my home looks. So I no longer feel the need to like continue buying things. All the things that I would be buying at this point are like extra that I don't need. So a lot of the things on my list are going to be home decor, starting with number 1, throw blankets. I am a sucker for a good blanket. I just love cozying up. I mean, you can even see I have like 2 blankets right now on my sofa. I just love them. We have them scattered all over our apartment. We have some on our desk chairs in our office. Practically every chair has a blanket. So I think I'm at a point where like I don't need any more. So I've been tempted before, even this past year, and I did end up succumbing and buying one, but I bought it as a gift for my friend. So that kind of like satisfied my need to buy a blanket, but it wasn't actually for me. So number 1, no throw blankets. If you see me, call me out. Number 2 are pillows. I have been pretty good about this one even in like the recent months. I did buy 2 bolster pillows that I absolutely love. I think I shared them in a previous video. They were pretty expensive, so I'm like, I think I'm good with buying pillows for a while. Also, I do have a lot already, so I don't feel the need to be constantly buying some. And before this, what I was doing was buying pillow covers instead of buying more pillows, so that way it's less stuff that I actually have to put away. But even then, I don't think I want to buy any pillow covers. And then maybe after this year, if I see that I still really want a throw pillow or a new cover or something, then maybe I'll buy it, but I don't really need any right now, so that's on my no buy list. So I mentioned that reading more is one of my goals for this year. So I am allowed to buy books for reading, but I'm not allowed to buy more books for decor. Don't get me wrong, I think books for decor are absolutely stunning and you can definitely find some very affordable options at the thrift store or other stores, but I just had so many books and I was never going to read any of them. Yeah, I literally had like a huge stack of books that are purely decorative and I just felt kind of like this is unnecessary. I don't need these. So I am allowed to buy new books that I will plan to read, but I'm not allowing myself to buy books that are only for decor. So maybe like a coffee table book or something like that. That is a no-no on my list. Another thing on my no buy list are rugs. This one is a really tricky one because I absolutely love rugs. And I think last year I only switched out the living room rug rug. I haven't switched any others, but I'm definitely getting that itch to do it. I think it's just because rugs are such an easy way to really make a big impact. Ones that I've kind of fallen in love with, they're pretty expensive. So I'm basically like, do I want a new rug or a nice trip somewhere? You know, so if that's the case, then the rugs are definitely a no buy. The only exception I might make is the living room rug. So right now I don't have plans to switch it out, but I do want to give myself the flexibility in case I do find a rug that I really like at a reasonable price. I'm not too crazy about the one we currently have. I feel like it's a little bit too big for our room, and I also don't love the texture of it. So that's the only reason I'm giving myself the flexibility for that specific rug, but I can't change out any of the other rugs. Unless obviously, like, I don't know, if they break or something, like that's different, but purposefully I don't have any plans to switch out any of my other rugs. And the same thing with like bigger purchases, no furniture. I feel like now we're at a good point where like we don't really need anything. I just recently upgraded some of the furniture in my living room, so I think with that I am pretty much done. I don't need anything else. We got our new desk for our office last year as well, so I truly do not need any other furniture, so don't let me buy furniture. The next thing I will not be buying are candles. I have one too many candles and I very rarely burn them. My husband is very much like anti-candles, so if I do have a candle lit, I have to constantly be supervising it, and sometimes you just want to turn it on and forget it, and my husband is super against that, so I end up not using my candles very often. So I want to go through all the ones that I have already before I purchase a new one, so that's definitely a no buy for me. And the last kind of home or home decor item are mugs. We do have a lot of mugs, but we also use a lot of them. They are quite a useful item for us, so it's not like they wouldn't get enough use, but I also don't want to have too many of them, so I'm trying to resist buying mugs as much as possible, with two exceptions. One, a Christmas mug, because I still do not have any Christmas mugs, so if I can find a cute Christmas mug that I like, I'm definitely going to buy that. And then two, we are going to Japan in a couple of months, and I absolutely love the ceramics there, so I would love to bring back a mug or two from there that is unique and that will remind me of my trip. I feel like that's more meaningful than if I were just to buy one at Target or H&M or wherever. So no other mugs besides those exceptions. Now moving on to some personal lifestyle kind of items. I'm not giving myself any limitations with clothing. I am pretty intentional about my clothes, especially because I do have a capsule wardrobe, so I don't feel I necessarily have to like monitor myself too much there. And I've mentioned it before, I always have a running list of the pieces that I want, so I try to look for them at the thrift store and then I try to shop sales. So there aren't any like clothing pieces necessarily that are on my no buy list, but I am including a very specific item, which is baguette shaped bags. So I absolutely love the baguette shape. I just think it looks very chic and modern, but it still has a kind of timeless feel to it, and I absolutely love it. But I think I already have like 2 or 3 baguette shaped bags, so I'm like, do I truly need another one? Probably not. So baguette shaped bags are on my list. My goal is to have at least like one bag in every color, so I'm still missing like a cream colored bag. I do want like a kind of burgundy color bag. I finally found some brown bags for my collection, so I have that taken care of. And I also do have a black bag already, but I do want to upgrade my black bags, maybe invest in a nicer black bag. So I'm not putting bags completely off my list because I do love them and I still feel like I have a lot more that I could add to my collection, but specifically baguette shaped bags and repeated colors, so like not 2 brown bags, not 2 black ones, like that. Those are on my no buy list. Now for skincare is not entirely off my no buy list, but I am trying to use up what I already have, with the exception of maybe a cleanser, because the cleanser that I was testing out I feel like is not doing anything. So if a product doesn't work at all, there's no sense in me continuing to use it. I need to find something that just works better. But if there's like lotions and stuff that maybe I don't like that much but they still do something, I can definitely try to use up all of it before I buy a new one. However, the thing I cannot, absolutely not under any circumstances buy is body wash. I have so much body wash. There was a period, if you were following me on Instagram, I was testing out a bunch of products because I wanted everything in my life to smell really good. And luckily for me, I did find a lot of products that I liked, which was great. But now I have so many body washes that I really cannot be buying any more and testing any more out until I'm done with those. Thankfully, I do love all of them, so I just kind of alternate, and like sometimes I shower with one, sometimes sometimes I shower with the other, but I definitely cannot buy any more until I'm finished with those. And the same thing goes for hair products. I just recently switched out my conditioner and I bought some hair oil and leave-in conditioner, things that I did need. But now I'm like, okay, I need to finish that up. I need to finish up all the conditioners and shampoos that I have in my shower that I have not been using. I need to use up all of those products before I buy any new ones. So that's the rule, no more until I finish them. And then I just realized I do have one, I guess like clothing related no buy, but it's specifically no loungewear or pajamas. I absolutely love being in sweatpants and hoodies and sweatshirts at home, but I have so many comfortable sweaters and pajamas that I really do not need anymore. My only exceptions would be black sweatpants. I'm trying to look for some black wide leg sweatpants. I've been looking for a while and just have not had any luck finding ones that fit me well. And I'm also looking for an oversized sweatshirt. I have one that I've had for the last like 2 years that I've worn the crap out of, so I don't want to get rid of it entirely, but I do want to have another option so that I don't wear one out too much. Pajamas I do not need anymore. So those are the only clothing items, I guess, that I will not be buying this year. And the last thing on my no buy list is a house. So this is kind of like a silly one, I guess, but my husband and I have talked a lot about buying a home in the future, and every time that we've talked about it and what we want out of our lives and our plans and everything, purchasing a home right now just does not make sense for us. So by me putting it on the list, it's kind of a reminder to me of like, we've already talked about it, we've decided that it's not a good idea, and there's so many other things that I want to do that I would not be able to if I owned a home. So we're going to continue with the flexibility of renting, and this is just kind of a reminder to me, like, you're renting for a reason and you're not buying for a reason. So that's why it's on my no buy list. But that is everything on my no buy list. Definitely let me know in the comments if you are planning to do a similar no buy year, or even a shorter, like maybe just like a month or something, and let me know what items are on your own no buy list. Hopefully we can kind of encourage each other and provide accountability. So if you ever see me posting something on Instagram or here on YouTube of like something I bought that was supposed to be on the list, definitely call me out. The point for me is not necessarily to feel bad about the things that you consume, but just to be a little bit more mindful about the stuff that you buy, and also for the things that you do buy, for them to kind of align with your goals and your vision. So if my goal is to travel, then I obviously need to save money for that. I always joke around with my husband, and if we ever want to buy something that's maybe like unnecessary, I'm like, well, that could be XYZ in Japan, you know? So like, yeah, maybe like a $6 or $7 Starbucks drink here, but that could be like a meal in Japan or like an activity in Japan. And that kind of like gets me out of wanting to buy that. So yeah, just know your goals and why you're doing this. Maybe it is just to consume less, or maybe you have student loans you want to pay. Whatever your reason might be, it's good to have a reason or something that will motivate you in this kind of little challenge, I guess. But don't forget to subscribe. I have a ton of fun videos planned for this year, and I will see you all very soon in another video. Bye!